This is a short screencast for the syllabus review related to class HMS 220, Addiction and Prevention. Again, I'm Jamie Edwards. I may be reached at 728-8293. This is actually a cell phone, so if I do not pick up, please leave me a message. I will return your phone call as soon as I can. Via email, I'm also available. And although I do not have an office either at our main campus or at Crossroads or the Smith Center, I will be visiting main campus and Crossroads quite frequently this semester. So I can schedule an appointment with you to see you at your convenience. Just let me know, and I'll be happy to come up and talk with you. I also plan to hold a optional class meeting that is not mandatory on main campus and at Crossroads to kind of catch up with everybody and put a face to a name and that type of thing. I also have a Gtalk ID and a Skype ID in case anyone wants to video chat or text chat. The course description for HMS 220 is the course examines the impact of drugs and addiction on individuals and their families, explores the myths about various drugs and their benefits or lack of benefit, and this is a 3 hours per week course for 3 credits, which is 100% online. Any testing requirements or exam requirements will all be completed 100% online. There will be no need to journey from main campus. We have 2 required books, The Selfish Brain and A Beautiful Boring. I gave you screenshots of both of those via the video that's on the announcements page. Again, both of these are not text in the traditional sense. They're trade books, softbacks, and can be purchased for under $20 for each one. Some of the goals I want us to achieve this semester is that students will be able to document a understanding of the disease concept of addiction. How I want to document that, how I want you to prove you understand what addiction is via a paper, which is actually going to be part of one of the exams. And some of our objectives, ASAM, which is the Addiction Society or the American Society of Addiction Medicine, which is the professional group of medical doctors with a specialty in addiction, states that addiction is a primary chronic disease with genetic, psychosocial, and environmental factors. And basically it's meaning that addiction doesn't exist within ourselves, within just one grouping or one category. Addiction is multifaceted and involves multiple aspects of life. And addiction includes an impaired control over drug use, meaning the person is using more of a certain substance than they intend. Compulsive use, meaning use that cannot be controlled. Continued use despite harm, which means even though negative consequences are happening to us, we continue to use, even when bad things are impacting us and our families. And cravings, that we have unexplained physical and emotional cravings for a certain substance. Also, I will not go over these items. I did actually in the outcomes and objectives screencast within this lesson, but these are some of the other content areas we'll be looking at. Primarily, understanding what addiction is, talking about some of the attitudes and preconceptions that folks have about addiction, looking at the cost of addiction not only individually but in terms of society, and some items I also included in your syllabus but that we're really not responsible for during this semester. We can be responsible for those other items in later semesters. What you see in blue is what we will be responsible for. Some of the course requirements. The course will be graded on a 1,000-point scale, and how we come up with that 1,000-point scale is by weekly discussion boards or lesson discussion boards. Those will be worth 120 points. I will be asking for a book review project for the beautiful boring book you will be reading. Those are worth 255 points. We will have 3 written responses throughout the semester, basically 1 per month, beginning at the end of this month, on a topic I provide related to our readings and the topic of addiction. We will have a midterm exam that I will give you at least 2 weeks to complete, and a final exam, which you will have again 2 weeks to complete. All of those point totals equal 1,000. Again, we will be going by the WCC grading scale. Make sure that you participate in lesson 1, or you may be dropped if you do not. Discussion boards will not be credited, or I cannot give credit for discussion boards made after their original posting date. Meaning, discussion boards have to be posted by the due date. If they're not posted by the due date, I cannot give you credit. Some of the other assignments, if you provide justification, I may accept with a point deduction, but for discussion boards I will not. The reason being is the entire class is depending on accurate and timely discussion board postings in order to make a response posting. And if we don't have the class all involved in a timely manner, it impacts other students. Again, plagiarism is a significant concern that will not be tolerated. Basically, plagiarism is using someone else's words as your own without giving them credit. The VCCS withdrawal policy is indicated, and when I may or may not withdraw folks, and some of my expectations of students and the instructor. So please take a few minutes and look at your syllabus. Make sure that you ask me any questions you might have, and I'll be happy to try to clarify. Thank you.